So he's limping back to the dugout, and we'll see if he'll be able to continue in this game. He's heading right for the clubhouse, right for the locker room.
He may have to go get tape.
Andy Van Slyke takes one inside for a ball. Slick hitting at .281.
They only have one backup infielder, do the Pirates, and that would be Tom Foley, a former Phil.
Breaking ball missing. 2 balls and no strikes.
Van Slyke has been red hot, as you see by those numbers, and it started with an 8-hit doubleheader against the Cubs last week.
Hits the ball off the end of the bat to center field, and Lenny Dykstra makes the grab. That'll retire the Buccos in the first. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, none left after 1/2. Pittsburgh nothing. Phil's coming to bat.
Ford Probe GT has been called the most cost-effective rocket coupe. The best value in the hot sports coupe class. And the affordable master of multifunctional fun. Ford Probe GT, the most award-winning sports coupe in its class, is now even more affordable with 2.9% APR or special low lease terms. Ford Probe, an affordable front-wheel drive sports coupe. What a concept.
For years now, Mr. Krylon Spray Paint's been showing you how to get a professional finish, while I've been taking to the cleaners. Well, no more. Krylon's easy. Go play with your tarantula. I'll spray it here, the other leading brand there. Krylon's smooth, no runs, no drips, no errors, and dries to the touch in 12 minutes. The other brand's tacky.
Hey, Bob.
Have a seat.
Hey, great, thanks.
How you doing?
Good. I gotta go spray paint.
Don't get any paint on you.
And look, Krylon is changing the face of your automotive needs with Duplicolor.
This one will suit you to a T. Shirt. Women 15 and over receive a free oversized T-shirt, compliments of Thriftway, when the Phillies pummel the Pirates Sunday, May 15th at 1:35. Call 463-1000.
The Buccos have taken the field behind Paul Wagner, a right-hander. Jim Fragosi's lineup for the Phils tonight. Lenny Dykstra, center fielder, leads off. Mariano Duncan's shortstop at second. Dave Hollins, third base, hitting third. Darren Dalton catching, batting fourth. Jim Eisenreich, right field, hits fifth. Ricky Jordan, first base, batting sixth. Milt Thompson, left fielder, hits seventh. Mickey Morandini at second base, batting eighth. Danny Jackson pitching and hitting ninth. They're facing Paul Wagner.
Wagner is 6'1", 202-pounder, 26 years of age, number 13 round pick for the Pirates in June of 1989. There you see his numbers, very good strikeout numbers. In fact, he had 9 in his last outing, a career high. He throws hard.
Defensively behind Paul Wagner, Jeff King will be at third base. Jay Bell is out there at shortstop. Carlos Garcia at second and Brian Hunter at first. Doing the catching is Lance Parrish. In the outfield, Lloyd McClendon in left, Andy Van Slyke in center, and Orlando Merced in right. Wagner has won his last 2 starts, a complete game win against Atlanta, and 8 innings of fine baseball against the Chicago Cubs. He's from Germantown, Wisconsin, went to Illinois State University, pitched a no-hitter in college against Chicago State.
He throws 2 kinds of fastballs. The 2-seamer he sinks, the 4-seamer is the rider. Has a hard breaking ball and a changeup they say he'll throw down and away to left-handed batters occasionally.
2 balls and a strike. Lifetime, he's 13-10 in the major leagues, coming up last year in his rookie year. Hard ground ball. It's past the diving Brian Hunter and down the right field line. Dykstra will get at least 2. He's going all the way. A stand-up triple for the dude.
Brian Hunter's just a fair defensive first baseman, and I don't know, it appeared almost as if he dove past that ball. Dykstra hits it really hard. See if we can tell on the replay. Yeah, see, that was inside his glove, and now it got into the corner and it didn't come out real well for Merced, and Lenny saw that right away and headed right on over to third base.
So Dykstra with his second triple. Here's Merced. Not only did he have some problems there, but he also missed the cutoff man here, as you see. So Dykstra, a stand-up triple, and here's Mariano Duncan. 1 ball and no strikes to Dunk, who's hitting at .293.
Pirates are conceding a run on a ground ball in the infield, playing it back.
Last year he pitched 2 innings against the Phillies and gave up no runs. Paul Wagner does have 1 career win against the Phils. 2 balls and a strike to Mariano Duncan. Bouncing ball, that'll get the run home. Bell's going to have to hurry. Just got Duncan. But Dykstra scores his 33rd run. He leads the league, and runs scored give Duncan a run batted in. Dunk's starting to pick up those RBIs. He has 24 of them now.
He'll pick them up as much as Lenny gets on. That's what really helps Duncan pick up RBIs. This was a tough play for Jay Bell. It looked like he injured his ankle a little bit because he had a plan to make a strong throw, which he did.
I think he's playing on a tender ankle as Jay Bell after that collision at first base, trying to avoid a tag.
This guy's a tough guy. Yep. Jay Bell. He is really, he'll play hurt.
One ball and no strikes to Dave Hollins, who's hitting at .224. Batting .272 left-handed. Just .136 right-handed. On the inside corner, it's 1-1. Line drive left field. It hangs up, though, for Lloyd McClendon. So Hollins hit it on the nose, but it hung up there for McClendon for out number 2. It'll bring up Darren Daulton.
It's a good sign for Dave Hollins, though, to hit a ball that way.
And hard.
Yeah, and hit it hard. The ball was out away from him. He didn't try to pull it, and that's where he's been getting in a lot of trouble, trying to pull those pitches.
One strike to Daulton. Dutch batting at .283. He's tied for 5th in the league in RBIs with 28. See, he is wearing out right-hand pitching. Pitch over at the knees, 0-2.
Left-hander going tomorrow night. Possibility that Fregosi will rest Daulton tomorrow night and then play him on Sunday against a right-hander.
Hard ground base hit right field. So Daulton, a 2-out base runner for Jim Eisenreich.
Couldn't help but think with Darren Daulton batting and Lance Parrish behind home plate, the reason the Phillies brought Lance Parrish over here as a high-priced player at one time was because they never thought Darren Daulton was able to get healthy enough to be anywhere near the player he is right now. So Darren was here when Lance Parrish was here. Hard to believe.
Smothers a ground foul down the first base side.
That's why you need a crystal ball to figure this game out. Lance Parrish coming over to the Phillies is one of the great players in the American League. It really didn't work for him here, and now Darren Daulton's gotten healthy and is one of the best players in the National League.
Nobody worked harder to get healthy than Darren Daulton. 7 knee surgeries. That's incredible. Catch as many games as he does.
He was pretty excited this year about not having to have another one.
1 ball and 1 strike to Eisenreich. Eyes didn't hit Pittsburgh pitching at all last year. 1 for 18.
Phillies playing their left-handed hitters tonight because Wagner is a strikeout pitcher and very, very tough against right-handed hitters. So as a result, Eisenreich and Thompson are both in the lineup.
Wagner averages close to a strikeout per inning. Last year in 141 innings, 114 strikeouts. and 42 walks. Fouls it down the left field side. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jim Eisenreich.
You will see distinctive differences, I think, in swings that the left-handed hitters get against this guy than the right-handed hitters. You could see Duncan have trouble with his breaking ball because he has a real sharp, hard breaking ball.
That's a hit to right field. Dalton will hold at second base. And the Phillies have 2 men on base with 2 outs for Ricky Jordan. Jordan is batting at .304.
Wagner's in the middle of the plate right now, and this is meat for these left-handed hitters. A breaking ball that just kind of hung there. And as hard as this guy throws, he's right over the top. And if he throws the ball in the middle of the plate, the left-handed hitters the way he's doing right now, he will be in trouble.
Bounces a foul down the third base side.
You see the difference in the swing there. You know, Ricky had kind of a pull-off swing on this right-handed pitcher's breaking ball. I would think you play as many left-handed hitters against this guy as you can.
Fouls it off his foot at the plate. No balls and 2 strikes to Ricky Jordan.
Ricky's done a really good job this year. You see the last 4 games how hot he's been with John Kruk injured right now and having the physical problem early in the season. Ricky's done a fine job filling in for Kruk, who the Phillies always miss when he's out of the lineup.
Rucker had arthroscopic surgery. Remove loose cartilage in the knee today. Jordan's called out on strikes, and that will retire the side. Phillies get 1 home. They do it with 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left after 1-0 Phils.
It was for immigrants and their children and their dreams. It was for families, for new beginnings. And today, there's still just one reason why we always do our best. It's for you. Mellon PSFS.
When I got my Saturn, I noticed Dr. Cuervo also had one. I asked her why she got hers, and she said, well, it just made sense. And then I noticed Dr. Kwiatkowski had one. Turns out her sister recommended it. And then I saw Dr. Huang had one. And I said, come on, how many doctors are driving these things?
You've got 4 opinions right here.
Why did I buy the car? I was attracted to its safety features. Ask your doctor.
What do you mean I can't do that?
Please, don't pull that on me now.
I'm pressing enter.
You're the computer. You tell me where the file is.
Huh?
Don't just sit there blinking.
Enter. I'm gonna give this to you, but I want it back.
The idea of talking to a computer is certainly not a new one.
Open status report.
Getting a response certainly is. The new Desk Pro with Business Audio from Compaq.
After 1 inning of play, it's the Phils 1, Pittsburgh 0. Upcoming telecasts of Phillies baseball include tomorrow night's game on Sports Channel at 7 and Sunday afternoon's final game of the series right here on PHL 17, beginning with the pregame show at 1 o'clock. Jeff King leads it off for the Pirates. King hitting at .289. He's had 2 uniformed personnel undergo arthroscopic surgery today.
That's right.
At Jefferson Hospital. Not only John Kruk, and they figured Krucker will be out about 3 weeks. But Irish Mike Ryan, Phillies bullpen coach, had to undergo arthroscopic knee surgery.
Irish had an operation during spring training, and then they had to clean it out today. In fact, Dr. Maroon said it looked just like Kruk's knee.
Ground ball up the middle, backhanded nicely. Morandini, he got him. What a fine play by Mickey Morandini. An off-balance throw, and he had something on the throw. King is retired, 1 down.
Tough play for a second baseman to his right, and he took an extra step right there that he didn't want to take, and that made it even tougher for him to get something on the throw. He got a little out of rhythm as he went to throw it the first time, took the extra step, and still got him.
Here's Brian Hunter. 1 ball and no strikes to Hunter. He's hitting at .245. Doing nothing to Brian Hunter. Two and 1 to Hunter.
Special birthday wishes tonight to great Phillies fan Nicholas Siglinski. Happy birthday to Nicholas.
Fouls that one down the first base side. 2-2 to Hunter.
Brian Hunter, one of those rare guys in Major League Baseball, a position player who bats right-handed and throws left-handed. You just don't see many of them.
Struck him out.
That's that pitcher talking about that they say weighs 40 pounds when Dalton catches it. Heavy sinker ball that Danny Jackson has come up with. Look at the movement down on this thing.
He's used that very effectively to right-hand hitters. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority. The Phillies may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Phillies. Puts a different grip on that pitch than he does his regular fastball, and it's had good results for Danny Jackson.
Darren Dalton was telling me the other day that Danny Jackson is so tough to catch in the daytime here now because his ball moves so much and it's kind of hard to see.
Wow.
So he says he'd much rather catch him at night.
Lined into left field for a hit. Milt Thompson takes it on a couple of hops, and Merced singles to the opposite field.
Orlando Merced, now exclusively a left-handed hitter, got a ball away from him and up a little bit and did a good job of hitting it the other way. Hit it hard.
Here's Lloyd McClendon. He's only hitting 190, but this guy over the last few years has hurt the Phillies, and he is a tough out for Danny Jackson. Lifetime .474 against Danny Jackson. One strike to McClendon.
I don't think he's seen that pitch too much, though, from Danny Jackson in the past. And you see the numbers Harry just gave you on McClendon.
One ball and one strike.
See Dalton stab at that ball then? And that's what we're talking about, the movement. Darren says his ball is moving more now than any pitcher on the staff. And that time he just kind of grabbed at that pitch because it moved on him.
Merced is back. Pirates really not a running club. Way outside, almost got away from Dalton.
They're probably one of the few teams in the league, and maybe even in baseball, that don't have at least one switch hitter on their ball club also.
Pittsburgh is second to last in the league in stolen bases. They only have 12. Those Mets have just 5. Trying to keep it away from McClendon, and that's too far away. It's 3-1.
Dallas Green's team is a double home run club, huh? They have been hitting a lot of homers, the Mets.
Kent's off to an awesome start. Houston leads the league in steals, followed by Montreal. Walked him, and the Buccos have 2 men on base with 2 outs for Lance Parrish. Parrish hitting at 182. Phil's pitcher Larry Anderson back here today. He was eligible to come off the disabled list today, but experiencing some lower back discomfort and might be ready sometime next week. Breaking ball for a strike.
Andy was in Richmond last night for that marathon doubleheader that those guys went through.
First game of a doubleheader went 17 innings. The Barons got 1 in the 17th. It was a 0-0 game through 16. Great pitching. And then Richmond came back to get 2 in the bottom of the 17th, and then Richmond won the second game. They got back to their hotel about 2:30 and had to get up at 4:30 to go catch a flight to Scranton Wilkes-Barre. They're playing Ottawa tonight. They got on the bus, got to the airport, all the luggage got on the plane, they canceled the flight.
And then some guys had to fly through Pittsburgh and some had to fly through Baltimore to get to Scranton.
As of 2 o'clock today, Mike Quaid, the manager, and several of the coaches were still not in Scranton Wilkes-Barre. They're supposed to be playing Ottawa tonight. 2 balls and a strike here to Parrish. 2 men on base and 2 outs. High fly ball center field, fairly well hit, but Dykstra has a beat on it all the way. And that will retire the side. No runs a hit, no errors, 2 left. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. 1-0 Phils.
It's out there.
It looks like a warning.
In deep space.
It's coming straight for us.
There's nowhere to run.
There's something moving and it ain't us.
Nowhere to hide.
There's movement all over the place.
It will find you.
Get them out of there.
Monday at 8. Alien.
No!
Tuesday at 8. Aliens.
My mommy always said there were no monsters, but there are.
The Nightmare begins Monday on PHL 17.
We asked the Russo brothers of Philadelphia which is Roy Rogers' new $1.99 Philly cheesesteak and which is the Philly original.
This is the original Philly cheesesteak right here.
How could you have it? I got it.
They couldn't agree, because Roy's has the same authentic ingredients. Thinly sliced steak, sautéed onions, and melted cheese in a soft bakery roll. But it's only $1.99. Roy's new Philly cheesesteak, just like the ones in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love.
Roy's new Philly cheesesteak, just $1.99.
Thinking of buying a Sentra, Geo Metro, or Tercel? Think again, because during the Hyundai sales explosion, you can buy a new Excel for just $65.40. That's over $2,400 less than Tercel. Excel is the #1 rated subcompact and the lowest priced car in America. Plus, Excel's got more passenger room and loads more standard features. But at $65.40, sales are way up and Excels are going fast, so come in today. Get the year's best deals during the sales explosion at your nearest Hyundai dealer now.
What would you do with a Motorola Pager?
Mom's at home. Pager.
With a Motorola Pager, the important people in your life can always reach you.
Cool, this works.
The affordable, portable Motorola Pager.
Well, we have a great giveaway item for all women 15 and over this Sunday when the Phillies take on the Pirates at 1:35. Big white oversized T-shirt with a very colorful Phillies logo on the front. Great for the beach, pool, picnic, or all kinds of occasions. Compliments of Thriftway. For tickets, call 463-1000 or stop by Veterans Stadium ticket office as Milt Thompson leads off, flying the ball to Orlando Merced, 1 down. That'll bring up Mickey Morandini. Mickey batting at 236.
Send our best wishes along to Fanavision's Marty Miller, who will be married tomorrow afternoon to Claudine McMenamin. So best of luck to Marty and Claudine tomorrow.
Marty's getting married
tomorrow in the morning.
He's getting married in the morning. Ding dong, the bells are gonna chime. 1 strike to Morandini.
He didn't ask you to sing, I guess, at his wedding.
Evidently not. Hit into left field. Drifting back is McClendon, and he puts it away for out number 2, and it will bring up Danny Jackson. On the state and history wheels in 1979, Michael Jack Schmidt. It is 200th big league homer. Who was the victim?
Well, you're
a lot of victims to Michael Jack's home
really,
runs.
That's
this guy's a real good guy, great guy. Broke in with Kansas City, pitched for San Francisco for a while.
Broke in with Kansas City and pitched for San Francisco.
Two quick strikes to Danny Jackson.
Did he hit it off a was he with the Giants when he hit it?
I think he must have been, yeah. Ground ball, pretty well hit, but a good play by Wagner. And Jackson is thrown out. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. At the end of 2, it's 1-0 Phils.
I wasn't even looking when my old boss called. He said he had an opening, more responsibility, an office with a great view, even a piece of the business. I told him I'd think about it.
Oh, you got my message?
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, but that might still fit.
Dad can be pretty convincing.
Budweiser. Crisp, clean, classic. Oh, by the way, parked in my spot.
Proud to be your bud.
You can't use a mobile phone to say.
Okay, we're ready to sign a contract.
You can't use a mobile phone to whisper.
Daddy misses you too, sweetheart.
A mobile phone will not let you send.
Here comes the fax.
And it will not let you hear.
The meeting's been changed.
Unless
Hello?
the call goes through. A mobile phone is only as good as the system it's on. Choose Bell Atlantic Mobile.
This Oldsmobile Cutlass Sierra comes with airbag, anti-lock brakes, and all this popular equipment for only $14,195. Don't be so sure. We've just added a beautiful simulated convertible top to a limited number of these Sierras for our special Liberty Edition. Still just $14,195. Yeah, and it's also on the Liberty Edition Cutlass Sierra. Limited quantities for a limited time. It's your money.
To soothe the discomfort of athlete's foot, Desenex does it. But to kill the fungus, Desenex does it. Only Desenex has UDA, proven to both soothe and cure athlete's foot. To soothe and cure, Desenex does it all.
Our real trivia question tonight is brought to you by Dodge. Can you name the 6 members of the 3,000 hit club this century? You collected all their hits for one club.
Sure, I'll just rattle those right off.
Well, think about it. You've got a half inning to think about it.
You might as well get the other one over with. I don't know who hit the Schmitty hit that homer off.
Vida Blue.
He broke in with Kansas City?
Yeah. Charlie Finley signed him, don't you remember? That's a foul ball by
I was
Wagner.
thinking Oakland, though, with him.
No, I think it was Kansas City before they moved to Oakland.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it could have been.
I think he was pitching in the big leagues when he was like 17 or 18. One of those young phenoms that Charlie used to sign and bring up, I think. Could double check me on that.
3,000 hits, all with the same club.
Yes, in this century. Wagner swings a pretty decent bat. He's a 200 hitter this year and a 200 lifetime hitter. One ball and 2 strikes. Wagner's called out on strikes. He knew it. The second strikeout for Danny Jackson, who has 46 strikeouts this year. He's among the league leaders. Came into play tied for 5th in the league in Ks. To bring up Carlos Garcia. He singled his first time up. A week from Sunday, May 22nd, the Phillies and the Mets. We have a great giveaway item for all youngsters 14 and under. Large size growth chart featuring the Fanatic and Darren Dalton. Full color and extra big. Compliments of Mid-Atlantic Milk Marketing Association. Great gift item. Growth charts for all youngsters when the Phillies take on the Mets May 22nd. Get your tickets by calling 463-1000 or stop by one of the many local Ticketmaster outlets. 1 ball and 1 strike to Garcia. Hard ground ball, fair ball down the left field line, going toward the corner. Milt Thompson, it caroms away from him, but Garcia will hold at second with a double. Well, Garcia is now singled and doubled.
And Garcia's hit 2 balls hard tonight. The first time he hit a breaking ball to right field. This time he hits this ball hard down the left field line. It's really tough to get a triple when you hit the ball in the left field corner unless you get a really crazy carom, and they rarely do that out there.
We saw Bob Dernier get an inside the park home run down.
Right. Remember that one? That was before the padding was out there.
And the fact that the left fielder was Kevin Mitchell helped also.
Why'd that help? What are you trying to say?
He let that ball get by him on the carom. 1 strike to count to Jay Bell.
That ball was rolling towards a 371 by the time they got it that night. Dan Gladden was the center fielder.
I think so.
Mitch said, "Go get it, Danny."
One ball and 1 strike. Garcia at second with 1 out.
Jay Bell has been in a little bit of a scuffle lately.
Coming off a great year in which he hit .310, scored 102 runs. Good slider, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And broke Ozzie Smith's long hold on the Gold Glove at shortstop.
13-year run with that honor for the Wizard until Jay Bell won the Gold Glove last year. Fouled it straight back. 1-2. With a 2-2. Pirates are tied for second in National League Central, 4.5 behind Cincinnati. Pittsburgh and St. Louis both have 17 and 15 records. Off the mask of Darren Dalton.
Well, there's the story of last night's game for Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Left 17 men on. Struck him out. Third strikeout for Danny Jackson. That's out number 2 here in the third, and it'll bring on Andy Van Slyke.
That looked like another sinker. Maybe it was a little bit of a, I don't know if he cut it, it was a little bit of a slide or not, but it sure did go down and hard.
It did, yeah. I think that was his sinker ball. Van Slyke flied to center his first time up. One and nothing. Inside, it's 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch on the inside corner.
That ball had some movement. It fooled Van Slyke. Look at this. Van Slyke swinging the ball he thinks is in the middle of the plate, and that ball came boring in on him.
Back line drive foul down the right field side. It's 2-2.
Van Slyke's checking out his hands. I mean, that hurt. This ball that Danny Jackson is throwing is so heavy that if the hitters just don't hit it perfectly, it really hurts their hands. And you can see Van Slyke's a little slow getting back there. And he came way inside on him there. Look. Ooh, he goes.
Yeah. Got jammed. Did not break the bat, but really got jammed.
And he's one of the few guys you see in the league doesn't use batting gloves. Greg Jeffries, another one.
Fouled the slider off the end of his bat. It's 2-2.
Yeah, they had him set up perfectly to go breaking ball away there, and that's a good hitter that fouled that off. Perfect pitch by Danny Jackson after 2 balls in. Van Slyke is giving ground on it. As you can see, he's way open, but he still just fouls it off with a one-hand swing.
Now they come back in.
Well, they've really established into him right now, so they can go either way and maybe get lucky with him.
Bounces it up the middle. Mickey Morandini's going to have no play. It'll be an infield single. Stopping at third is Carlos Garcia. And the Pirates have runners at first and third with 2 outs.
Throw him a breaking ball, not a bad pitch, and Van Slyke just hit a hippity hop up the middle. Morandini makes sure he doesn't let this ball get through. There it is. That's another one almost with a one-hand swing on a perfect pitch. Good job by Van Slyke to put the ball in play, and he gets a hit out of it.
King grounded out to second base his first time up. High fly ball into right center is shallow. Eisenreich and Dykstra both there, and Eisenreich makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. They lead 2. We go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Phils.
A new wind is rising, bringing change, bringing the all-new Ford Windstar, a totally new minivan. Windstar is the only minivan that combines standard dual airbags, 5-mile-an-hour bumpers, and 4-wheel anti-lock brakes. Plus, it meets all passenger car safety standards. It's safety that takes the minivan in a whole new direction. The all-new front-wheel drive Ford Windstar. The future of minivans begins today.
Lately, other long-distance companies have been throwing numbers at you on how much they're positive they can save your business over AT&T. Hey, anybody can juggle numbers, right? Truth is, they're tossing around these numbers without comparing similar plans and discounts, domestic or international, because if they did, there wouldn't be much left to juggle. We're telling you this because at AT&T, we don't want anyone to do a number on you. For the true figures, call us. Let AT&T work for you.
At Compaq, we realized that buying a computer raises a lot of questions. So we came up with the answer, Compaq Presario. Powerful computers that come preloaded with software that can correct your spelling or balance your checkbook. In fact, the Compaq Presario can even answer your computing questions. Oh, and if you happen to have a phone, it can answer that too.
Hi, we can't answer the computer right now. Please leave a message.
The new Presario from Compaq.
Tonight's Phillies game on PHL 17 is brought to you in part by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light. By Dodge. See the award-winning lineup of new cars and trucks at your local Dodge dealer. And by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians. Lenny Dykstra leads off for the Phils. He tripled and scored the Phillies run his first time up. Our trivia question tonight brought to you by Dodge. Can you name the 6 members of the 3,000 hit club this century who collected all their hits for one ball club?
Well, how about George Brett?
Is one of them Kansas City?
Robin Yount.
Is 2 of them Milwaukee?
Roberto Clemente.
Is 3 of them Pittsburgh? That's pretty well hit to the opposite field. McClendon back off the top of the fence. Dykstra will get 2 on it. He missed a home run by about a foot.
Yeah, you don't see him hit many opposite field home runs, and he almost hit one there. I guess they'll say that's the ball, but he really nailed it. This guy throws hard. I'm telling you, these left-handed hitters are getting good swings off him.
Wind's going to help it, though, that way also tonight, as it did last night. Ooh, that just missed. That was a few inches from being out of here.
All right, where we get Brett, Yount, Clemente so far, right?
Yep.
How about Stan the Man?
That would be correct with those St. Louis Cardinals. 2 more, Wheels. Doing good.
How about
both American leaguers?
Well, that's who I have left here. How about
to move him up is Duncan, and he fouls it back and out of play.
How about Lou Gehrig?
Henry Clay picked up that ball in the press box. Foul ball after it was dropped by Memory Lane Clayton.
Lou Gehrig?
Good guess. Incorrect, however.
He didn't get 3,000 hits, huh?
He hits it to the right side. What a great grab by Garcia. Throws out Duncan. Duncan moved the runner up nicely. Garcia takes a hit from him on a fine play.
Tremendous play by Garcia, who has great range, they say. Now, they had Lean for a long time, who was the best at that stuff. What a play. Duncan just trying to move him and almost got a bonus out of it. Now they're going to bring the infield in. First inning, they left the infield back. All right, let's see. How about Ted Williams?
Splendid Splinter would be incorrect.
Jeez. I got 4 and I stalled, huh? Ty Cobb play for the same team? He didn't, did he?
Incorrect.
Well, I'm done then. I need hints.
One of them played for the same team the Splendid Splinter did. The Bo Sox. Carl Yastrzemski.
Oh, right.
Had a cut, fouled it back. Now he's in the hole 0-2, and Hollins will be a defensive hitter here.
Who's the other one?
He played for those Detroit Tigers.
Charlie Gehringer.
No, this guy was one of the youngest guys ever to play in the majors. I think he signed as a bonus baby when they had to be with a major league club when he was like 18.
Oh!
Hollins is hit by a pitch ball. No way he could. We know that Dave will take him and doesn't try to get out of the way of him, but he had no chance to get out of the way of that one.
And he didn't even rub it either, and you know that one had to hurt.
Well, the Philly runners are at first and third. Here it is. Ooh, no chance to get out of the way of that.
Off his knee.
That one had to hurt. You'd never know, though.
No. That's why I said he didn't even rub it.
Now, Dutch singled his first time up. Ball gets through. Lance Parrish. Here comes Dykstra, and Hollins moves to second, and the Phillies lead it 2-0. That fastball sailed on him, although maybe should have been caught. We'll have to see how they score it.
Yeah, it looked like it should have been caught, but this guy throws really hard, and Parrish looks like he just doesn't catch it. Yeah, that's definitely a pass ball.
So the Phils lead at 2-0. Dykstra scored 2 runs, boosting his league total to 34. Pass ball on Parrish. Foul tip, 1-1. I think this guy's in the broadcast booth now for Detroit. He was for a while.
Kaline?
Yep.
Yeah.
Al Kaline.
All right, that's it. He is a broadcaster. Good question.
2 balls and a strike.
There it is.
Missing with a breaking ball, 3-1.
Boy, Dalton really should look for a ball in a zone right now off this right-hander who's throwing so hard. He could really crush one.
Pops a foul, out of play. It's a full count.
I think Darren thought he got a good swing at that one too. You see the way he grabbed the bat after he swung at it. He really could have handled that pitch.
Full count to Dutch Dalton. Hollins at second base, 1 out, a run across. Wide, he walked him. Dalton's among the league leaders in walks. That's the 21st he's collected. It will bring up Jim Eisenreich. He singled his first time up. It down the left field side. Two men on base, 1 down, a run across. Half swing ground ball off the glove of King, and no throw anywhere. That ball had a lot of spin on it, but should have gotten 1 out. It'll probably be an error on King, and the Phillies have the bases loaded.
You know, the Pirates are a really good defensive team, but I think they're having trouble with this turf.
That ball looked like it jumped up on him. It really did.
The turf here, everybody knows, is very fast.
It's hard, too.
And the Pirates, the last 2 games, Harry, who are a good defensive team, have had balls eat them up that I don't think normally you'll see that happen with this team.
Be an error on King, and the Phillies have him loaded with 1 out for Ricky Jordan. Ooh, he had a cut. Fouled it back.
Yeah, Ricky was looking to get a first ball fastball, so this guy didn't get ahead of him. And he had his first ball fastball, just missed it.
No balls and a strike to Jordan, who was called out on strikes his first time up. He's in the hole 0-2.
Here's Wagner. He runs a fastball in on Jordan off the plate, and Ricky chases it. It almost hit him.
Bases loaded, one down. Beats the ball foul off the plate into the Pirate dugout. Still 0-2. Cubs won today at Wrigley's 6-4 over Florida. St. Louis leads Montreal 1-0 in the fourth at Montreal on an Ozzie Smith homer off Jeff Fassero.
Fassero pitched that great game the other night in Atlanta, and Lemke hit a 2-out, 2-run home run off him in the bottom of the ninth inning to beat him a game. To Ricky Jordan. Jordan's called out on strikes. Second time he's been called out on strikes, accounting for both of Wagner's strikeouts. That's out number 2 here in the third. And it will bring up Milt Thompson. Big strikeout, obviously, for Wagner there, where a fly ball would get you a run. Chance to break this game open, too, with a base hit. Now it's up to Thompson. One ball and no strikes. Fair ball down the left field line. Holland scores. Dalton scores. Eisenreich to third. A double for Milt Thompson, and the Phillies lead it 4-0. I think there was bound to be a lot of second guessing tonight that Incaviglia didn't start after his tough game last night, but Fregosi can handle that. It really doesn't bother him. As you look at Leland, he felt that Wagner is very, very tough against right-handed batters, and he wanted to use his left-handed hitters tonight as much as possible, and Milt Thompson makes him look good as that hit right on the line. Well, maybe the gods of baseball are smiling on the Phillies now. If that would have been a week ago, that would have been just inches foul. Absolutely would have been foul. And the next pitch would have been a line drive right at somebody. End of it. It's funny how it does change. Well, it can. Doesn't seem like it ever will, though. It is a game of inches. Mickey Morandini will get the intentional walk, and the Phillies will have the bases loaded for Danny Jackson. That's a good percentage move by Leland here with 2 outs to walk Morandini. He knows a hit by Morandini here, 5-0 maybe, and a long way back for his ball club then. Or 6-0 it could be. Danny Jackson grounded back to the mound his first time up. Danny 1 hit in 17 at bats, lifetime a 110 hitter. Bills lead at 4-0. Base hit center field. Coming in to score Eisenreich. Here comes Thompson, and he is out at home plate. But Danny Jackson singles in a run, and the Phillies lead it now by a score of 5-0. Andy Van Slyke throwing out Thompson. Van Slyke to Perry. But the Phils with a 4-run inning. 3 hits, 1 costly error, and 2 men left. Rich Ashburn will join Chris Wheeler in the fourth at the end of 3. It's 5-0 Phils.
I see it all out here.
Whoa, check out the Ranger.
Climbers get in trouble. Sometimes they need help. Hey, It can happen to anyone.
Are you okay? You'll have to swing over to me.
For all you do.
Budweiser. Crisp, clean, classic.
Proud to be your bud.
The Astros and the Wild Thing come to town Friday, May 27th at 7:35, Saturday, May 28th at 7:05, and Sunday, May 29th at 1:35, when all kids 14 and under get a free beach towel featuring the National League Championship logo, compliments of MAB Paints. The Astros come in. Mitch Williams comes back. Reserve your tickets now. Call 463-1000. That's 463-1000.
Looking at Civic, Saturn SL, or Corolla? Better look a little more, because the Hyundai sales explosion is on, and you can buy a new Elantra for just $87.99. It's over $3,000 less than Corolla. Elantra's got more standard features, including airbag protection and 2-year scheduled service at no charge. So you get a lot more car for a lot less money with Elantra. But hurry, because at $87.99, sales are way up and they're moving out fast. Come in for the best deals during the sales explosion at your nearest Hyundai dealer now.
On Sunday, May the 29th at 1:35, the Houston Astros and Mitch Williams will be in town. And a full-size beach towel for all fans 14 and under. It features a Phillies 1993 championship logo. Extra big, colorful, and great for all summertime fun. Compliments of our good friends at MAB Paint. So make your plans to come on out. Order your tickets by phone by calling 463-1000 or stop by the Vet Stadium ticket office. Beach towels on Sunday, May 29th. Phillies and the Astros at 1:35. Rich Ashburn joins us here in the 4th inning as Brian Hunter leads it off, followed by Orlando Merced and Lloyd McClendon. And ball 1 in the dirt. Phillies on a good offensive show so far tonight with a 5-0 lead here in the 4th.
Good pitching, timely hitting. I'll tell you, Lenny Dykstra, you know, he's led off 2 innings with a triple and a double. That really puts a lot of pressure on the other team.
I don't think there's much doubt that when Lenny gets on base, the Phillies are a much better baseball team. Hunter struck out his first time up. Jackson has struck out 3 thus far, as he's thrown that hard sinker ball very effectively tonight and mixed in his breaking ball and changeup. Three and one to Hunter.
That's a high pitch in the National League. It's not a high pitch in high school. It's not a high pitch in college. I don't think it's a high pitch in the minor leagues. On the waist.
Fly ball center field, playable for Dykstra. Lenny runs Eisenreich off the play and puts it away. 1 down here in the 4th. And Orlando Merced, the batter, he singled his first time up, a single to left field. Jackson has given up 4 hits tonight. The Pirates have stranded 4 base runners.
They had 14 hits in that last night's game.
And stranded 17 last night.
1 off the record.
Ball 1. Lloyd McClendon waits on deck. 5-0 Phillies in the 4th inning. Danny Jackson helped himself with a bases loaded single as the Phillies batted around in the 3rd inning. That's amazing.
Pretty good, because Jackson's tough on left-hand batters.
And you figure some of it must have come when he batted right-handed against him. And he wasn't that good a right-handed hitter, Merced. That's why he's batting left-handed exclusively now as he grounds to Morandini for the 2nd out. And McClendon, the batter, he walked his first time up. Pirates had runners at 1st and 2nd with 2 outs in the 2nd inning before Parrish flied out to center field. McClendon has very good lifetime numbers against Danny Jackson, as we showed you last time. Hard ground ball just foul. He's a .474 lifetime hitter against DJ.
Well, McClendon's not a 190 hitter. He hasn't played much, and he is a pretty good hitter. I think if he played a little more, he would show that.
It's always been a tough player to find a position for him, because he is a hitter.
He can play he can play a lot of positions.
However, fouled away. He's never been a real good defensive position player at any position. He has caught some in the league, but he can swing the bat, is what he said, and he's got some power too. Yet to hit a homer this year. He's been a good pinch hitter for Jim Leyland throughout the years in Pittsburgh. Oh, 0-2 on McClendon. Jackson's walked one so far to go along with those 3 strikeouts. Two and 2 to McClendon with 2 outs and nobody on base. Phillies and the Pirates here again tomorrow night, and then Sunday afternoon in a 4-game series. Montreal moves in, and then the New York Mets. Jackson was ahead of him 0-2, and now it's 3-2.
He's wanted him to hit that slider, but he can't get it over. He's throwing it high now, and
he walked him. Talking about the movement on his ball earlier and how Dalton says how tough it is to catch him. And you could see that ball moved and Darren didn't catch it. Not that it mattered, because it was ball 4.
The ball boy was going to pick that ball up, and Dalton, you could probably hear it saying, let it go, let it go, let it go.
Here's Lance Parrish, hit a fly ball to Dykstra's first time up. Line drive, short hop off the glove of Duncan, flips to Morandini. They can't make the play. So the Pirates will now have 2 men on for the pitcher Wagner with 2 outs. That'll probably be a base hit.
Duncan got leather on it, but couldn't hold that little short hop. Pitch was out over the plate. It was hit hard. Tried a backhand flip to Morandini. I want to send our condolences along to Lorraine Medora, whose mother passed away, Loretta, yesterday, and Lorraine, former ball girl here at the ballpark.
Yeah, I'd like to add that too. That's an error on Duncan. They scored it, so that's an error on the shortstop. First error in the ball game for the Phillies. The Pirates have committed 1. And Wagner, the batter, he struck out his first time up, the pitcher. 3 for 16 on the year. Well, Jackson had 2 on and nobody out, and then a walk and an error by Duncan, and now there are 2 on with 2 outs.
Backdoor slider. Larry Pansino said it caught the outside corner.
Detect some disagreement in that comment.
No, right there.
Fouled away.
This guy does a good job behind the plate, Pansino.
Took him a long time to get here. Larry Pansino really labored in the minor leagues, and was up and down, a substitute umpire.
One of the best ball and strike games we've seen was with Pansino out in Los Angeles.
Still 0-2 to Wagner. Strike 3 called. Struck him out. Danny Jackson out of the inning. No runs, no hits, an error by the Phillies, and the Pirates leave 2 more men on base. Phils lead it 5-0.
Play it once, Sam. For all time's sake.
For 52 years, America's most loved movie.
All the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine.
The timeless classic of love.
You'll always have Paris.
And intrigue.
In Casablanca, human life is cheap.
On the eve of a global war, Casablanca.
He's looking at you, kid.
Saturday at 8 on PHL 17.
Gonna take to the streets and spend some time on the road. I need a truck that'll take me where I wanna go. I need a Dodge, Dodge. Big Magnum engines, don't take them for granted. Overall, the most powerful line of trucks on the planet, that's Dodge. From America's truck stop, Dodge.
From 4x4s to club cabs, from Magnum V8s to the mighty Cummins Turbo Diesel, they're all at America's Truck Stop, your Dodge dealer.
It's got a new cover, it's got a new name, but on the inside, it's exactly the same. It's the real fine, genuine, more choices, gold mine, yellow pages from Bell Atlantic.
Presenting the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. Same book, new name. 9 out of 10 use it. The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages.
Real fine, genuine, more choices, gold mine, yellow pages from Bell Atlantic.
Same book, new name.
Good evening, I'm Neil Hartman with a sports break in the American League tonight. Frank Thomas starts it off for Chicago with a home run, his 12th of the year in the first inning. 1-0 Chicago out in front of Texas. Ben McDonald looking for his 8th win. No score at Minnesota. Yankees seeking their 8th straight. They lead 1-0 in the third over Milwaukee. 3-0 Kansas City out in front of Oakland in the third. Cleveland has taken a 1-0 advantage over Detroit in the 6th. Boston has a 3-1 lead on Toronto in the 5th, and California-Seattle is later on this evening. It's 5-0 Phillies lead to the bottom of the 4th. Back to Richie and Wheels at the vet.
All right, Neil, thank you very much. And Lenny Dykstra leads it off again, the 3rd time in the game, and he has tripled, doubled, scored 2 runs. Dude now batting at .285. Lenny beginning the game tonight at .274. The double number 16, the triple number 2, and he just missed a home run the last time up. Outside 2-0 to Dykstra. Wagner has given up 5 runs, 6 hits so far. See Lenny leading the league in runs scored and at bats again, just the way he did last year. Sinking fastball by Wagner misses, and now it's 3-0 to Dykstra. This guy throws hard.
A lot of movement on that fastball. It has a nice tail to it.
He walked. Whoop. Then he thought it was ball 4. He was on his way to first. Called strike 1 by Poncino.
Right around the knees.
And that one is low, ball 4. So Lenny Dykstra is on for the 3rd straight time, and that'll bring up Duncan. Mariano grounded into a fielder's choice, or grounded out and knocked in a run his first time up, and then was robbed by Garcia. The Texaco All-Star Game balloting is going on right now. It's your chance to vote for your best All-Stars to participate in the 1994 Texaco All-Star Game in Pittsburgh. Make sure that vote counts. Make sure you vote. Ballots are available at the vet or at any participating Texaco outlet. Balloting ends June 27th, so be sure and pick up your ballot and vote. Duncan takes it high, ball 1. Duncan hits the same ball he hit last time. Garcia will have no chance because this time he's playing in double play depth.
Boy, what a great play he made on that ball. That ball was past him.
Now he's well over near the bag because there's a runner on first base, and he has to cheat a little bit. Pops it up, playable, left side. King off the line, and the third baseman puts it away, 1 down. Bring up Dave Hollins. Hollins hit a shot to McClendon and left his first time up, then was hit by a pitch in the 3rd and scored a run when the Phillies batted around in the 3rd inning. Ball appeared to hit him on the front knee, the right knee, and he never moved.
Well, that was way inside, and he had 2 strikes on him when he was hit. That hurt Paul Wagner, that hit batsman.
Hit batsman, a pass ball, and an error in that inning all hurt him. Strike call to Hollins with Dalton on deck. Like a changeup, missed outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Hollins. He hasn't thrown too many changeup. The reports on him are he will throw changeups to left-handed batters. One and 1. Hollins fouls it off towards the Phillies dugout. Paul Wagner is 6'1", 202-pounder. He's 26 years of age. Number 13 round pick for the Pirates in June of 1989. Was 8-8 with the Bucks last year. It's Johnny Padres with a smile. Likes what he sees from Danny Jackson tonight. 2-2 to Hollins. Loud crowd here tonight. They've really been into this game since it started. Dykstra with a pretty good lead, and Wagner with a move over. He's fairly quick to the plate, about 1-2, 1-3. And they say he has a quick move to first base. He really hasn't used it as of yet. Hollins, a line drive right at Garcia, and it's a double play. And Dave Hollins is going to bite that helmet pretty soon. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. 2-4, 5-0 Phillies.
Now you can play bingo anytime, anywhere. Pennsylvania Lottery Bingo. It's portable bingo. Pennsylvania Lottery Bingo tickets are so popular, people will do anything to get them. It's portable bingo.
It's a round world, genuine and true. It keeps on spinning and you always come through. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your bud.
With the Toyota Touch Lease, there's never been a better time to lease a Toyota, and never a better time to lease a Toyota Camry LE. For only $249 a month, Camry LE comes loaded with automatic transmission, air conditioning, dual airbags, power windows and door locks, deluxe stereo cassette, and more for only $249 a month. The Toyota Camry LE and the Toyota Touch Lease. In today's economy, it's perfect timing.
Phillies scored a run in the first, leadoff triple by Dykstra, a ground ball by Duncan. They scored 4 more in the third, another leadoff double by Dykstra. He scored on a pass ball. Milt Thompson had a bases loaded 2-out double to score 2, and Danny Jackson singled to score the other one.
And the
5-0.
Phillies might have had 6, except Van Slyke threw Thompson out at the plate on Danny Jackson's single. Carlos Garcia, the batter, fooled on an off-speed pitch there. He has hit it hard tonight. Singled to right and doubled to left. Has 2 of the 4 hits surrendered by Jackson thus far. And his average now at an even 300. And he made one fine fielding play also. 1-1. Danny Jackson beat Bob Walk and Randy Tomlin here at Veterans Stadium last year. One game he went 8 innings. Another he went 9. He struck out 10 in those 17 innings. Bob Walk is now a broadcaster for the Pittsburgh Pirates, working in his first year. 1-2 to Garcia. There he is. Old friend Bob Walk, who broke in with the Phillies and won a World Series game in 1980. Garcia, a little nubber, tough play. Duncan barehand throws safe. Well, they did all they could with that, and Garcia, who runs well, is now 3 for 3.
Yeah, once it got by Danny Jackson, Duncan made a good play, barehanded the ball, but Garcia getting down there and beating it easily.
So Carlos Garcia is on for the 3rd straight time. That'll bring up Jay Bell, grounded into a double play in the 1st inning and struck out in the 3rd. Andy Van Slyke waits on deck. Hit number 5 for Pittsburgh. Just a little inside. 1-0.
When Jay Bell starts hitting, he really makes a difference in the lineup. He's only hitting at 222.
There he goes. A little hit and run. Fly ball to right field. It's trouble. It's going to go to the wall. Cut off by Dykstra. They're going to wave Garcia around. He's going to score. And Jay Bell has an RBI double. The Pirates are on the board. And it's 5-1. Sometimes when you're struggling, the manager will put a hit and run on it. It'll work for you.
Yeah, you wonder why they would do that with 5 runs down on a hit and run, but Bell just reached out on a slider, hit it into the gap there in right center. You see this pitch, good pitch by Jackson, but split the gap. And with Garcia running, he went all the way.
For Jay Bell, double number 8 in his 11th run batted in on the year, and Van Slyke 1 for 2 with an infield hit. High ball 1 to Slick. Jeff King, a right-handed batter, waits on deck. Van Slyke batting at 285 as his average has been on the climb lately.
I'd have to look it up. Somebody could look it up, but I would bet that Danny Jackson has given up more runs in the 5th inning than any other inning this year.
You're right. We'd have to look that one up. But I believe you. 1 ball and 1 strike to Van Slyke.
Hasn't given up very many in any inning, but it seems like to me that it has always been the 5th.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, his earned run average is just 2.84, one of the best in the league coming into the game tonight. And a good ball strikeout, walk strikeout ratio. It's ahead of Van Slyke, 1-2. Got him on a good breaking ball. Van Slyke hit one of them last time when he had a little one-hand swing up the middle for an infield hit, and this time Jackson gets him.
Yeah, I got this ball out a little further. See, that's a foot outside by the time Dalton catches it.
Strikeout number 5 for Jackson. And King, the batter, he's grounded to second and fly to right. King hits it hard, but right to Jordan. Ricky will run to the bag, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. And over to 3rd goes Jay Bell. Danny Jackson coming into the game tonight tied for 5th in the league in strikeouts and 10th in the league in earned run average. And Brian Hunter, the batter, he has struck out and fly to Dykstra in center field. Brian Hunter at 236, 0 for 2. Former Atlanta Brave fouls it off. They've been staying away from him for the most part, and he's been trying to pull everything.
Really have a feel for the game, Wheels. I just looked up in Jackson's last 3 starts. You know how many runs he gave up in the 5th inning?
How many?
None.
See that, and I believed you. You had me. That was good enough for me, Whitey. Hunter misses low. Well, it's another inning. Let's pause for station identification on the Phillies television network.
You're watching Phillies baseball on WPHL TV, Philadelphia.
1 ball, 1 strike on Brian Hunter with Jay Bell at third base and 2 outs. Good breaking ball, and he gets it over for a strike. 1 and 2. Breaking ball hit foul third base side. No, Hunter stays alive as that fan is ecstatic, getting himself a souvenir. Brian Hunter, one time a jewel in the Braves farm system, but they had some other people pass him by and finally moved him over here to Pittsburgh, where he's getting a chance to play a little bit more, both at first base and in the outfield. 1 and 2 to Brian Hunter. Struck him out on a good fastball inside. Strikeout number 6 for Jackson. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and the Pirates leave 1 man on base. Phil's bat, bottom of the 5th. They lead it 5-1.
Finally, alone together. This is my secret little place.
Alfredo.
Ciao, bello.
Jerry, this is my brother Alfredo.
Brother?
And Sophia. Hello, Bella.
Oh, hello.
This is Jerry business.
Why don't you join us?
Hello. Pictures of my grandparents.
Are they going to be coming to the movie?
American Express.
Right, no preset spending limit.
Don't I know it?
To apply for the card, look for this display and take one.
Enjoy.
Gonna take to the streets and spend some time on the road. I need a truck that'll take me where I wanna go. I need a Dodge, Dodge. Big Magnum engines, don't take them for granted. Overall, the most powerful line of trucks on the planet, that's Dodge. From America's truck stop, Dodge.
From 4x4s to club cabs, from Magnum V8s to the mighty Cummins Turbo Diesel, they're all at America's truck stop. Your Dodge.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Bell Atlantic Mobile. A mobile phone is only as good as the system it's on. Choose Bell Atlantic Mobile. By your Quality Plus Ford dealer, who invites you to test drive the brand new 1994 Mustang convertible. And by Compact Computer Corporation. Darren Daulton leads it off for the Phillies here in the 5th inning. It'll be Dalton, Eisenreich, and Jordan to face Paul Wagner. Dutch has singled, walked, and scored a run tonight. And Wagner's first pitch comes in low, ball 1. Darren at 289 with 8 homers and 28 runs batted in. Fouled at the plate. Phillies with 5 runs, 6 hits, and an error, and the Pirates with 1 run, 6 hits, and 1 error as we begin the bottom of the 5th inning. Another cool, windy night here at the Vet. Good crowd on hand. Daulton fouls it off left side. Just over that executive box and into the crowd. Breaking ball low and bounces away from Lance Parrish, and the count 2-2. Don Slaught, the #1 catcher on the ball club. Parrish recently brought up, and then Slaught hurt himself last night, and Lance getting a chance to play tonight. Dalton hits it to deep right field. Back goes Merced. It's off the wall and in play. Dalton's going to have to hustle, and he has a double. Darren Daulton with a double off the wall, his 9th of the year.
He reaches out on a pitch. Looked like it was a little high and outside, but he got the barrel of the bat out there and really smoked it off the right field fence. You could tell there the quick bat through the strike zone, only that was probably a ball.
Can also tell that these left-handed hitters are getting pretty good swings at Wagner tonight. Phillies with a lot of doubles and leading the National League. Here's Eisenreich. Jim has singled, then had a check swing that was booted by King at third. That's going to get Daulton over. King will throw out Eisenreich, and Daulton with good base running moves over to third base with 1 out.
And Daulton recognized right away that King was going to have to come in and make that play, so he was off and running. Like the Pirates will bring their infield in again on Jordan. Jordan's kind of had a tough night with a bat.
Well, this guy's tough on right-handed hitters. And Ricky's had some problems with him tonight with 2 strikeouts, and he has a chance for an RBI here again. As Whitey mentioned, the infield in, and they're playing Jordan to dead pull. King and Bell are almost shoulder to shoulder. And there it goes. Right to the shortstop, Bell, who throws him out. They were standing almost next to each other. And Daulton stays at third.
Ricky's fighting himself. He took the 2 really good pitches for third strikes, and he swung at the rest of them were balls, and that was high and inside.
That was Jeff Ballard, a much-traveled left-hander, warming up in the Pirates bullpen. Phillies did not see him last night. Now they're going to walk Thompson. Milt hurt him with a double down the line his last time up with the bases loaded. They will pitch to Morandini. Second intentional walk issued by Wagner. The other one was to Morandini, who loaded him up last time for Danny Jackson, who then got a hit. But Jim Leyland does not want Thompson to bat here, and he'll walk him. And you see the Pirates skipper. And here comes Mickey, who was fly to left and walked intentionally. And Lance Parrish will go out and have a word with Wagner. Phillies with a run in the first, 4 in the third. The Pirates with a run in the fifth, and the Phillies lead at 5-1. Now Jay Bell comes in. What they're probably talking about is what they'll do if Thompson breaks from first base. Now the Phillies probably won't have Thompson break necessarily, because then they might walk Morandini again and take their chances with Jackson. So we'll see what happens.
Well, it's hard to say what they're talking about. There is a base open. It's second base. I never did see anybody get an intentional walk.
Well, too often.
With the first and third,
but that base opens up, and then all of a sudden the manager will walk somebody. As you look at Jim Ferguson, John Vukovich. Parrish hasn't been here that long. Pitch is high, and there are a number of things you can do when a runner breaks in this situation, and they might just have been getting together to make sure they knew what they were going to do.
Yeah, I don't think Milt's going anywhere, really.
I agree with you.
Stay right there and leave that hole open.
1-0, fouled off by Morandini. Mickey at 232 right now with 4 runs batted in. Good fastball by Wagner. Threw it by him. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Mickey Morandini. Just 1 strikeout and 70 plate appearances for Morandini. And that came, I think it was in Wednesday's game. And Wagner steps off. You all right over there?
I'm losing things here.
That ball almost got away from Lance Parrish. 2-2.
They try to pitch Morandini outside and high, not outside and low especially, but outside and high. He likes the ball on the inner half of the plate.
Low and in the dirt. Now it's a full count, and Hunter might play off Thompson, as Mickey will be off. And that's what Jim Leyland's telling his first baseman to do, is play off. Take that hole away. Thompson goes, and the pitch is fouled off Parrish, and that one hurt. Their third string catcher would be McClendon. Three and two, 2 outs, 2 on. Thompson will be off with a pitch again. Struck him out on a high fastball. So Morandini goes down on strikes. Phillies are out here in the 5th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and they leave 2 men on base. Through 5, the Phils 5 and the Pirates 1.
I finally made it to the big leagues. And my first game, we get the call. And I'm thinking, how lucky can a guy get?
Beechwood aged for that fresh, distinctive taste. Crisp, clean, classic.
Every year, British Airways brings 24 million people together. British Airways, the world's favorite airline.
The winds of change are blowing away old ideas and bringing the all-new Ford Windstar. A totally new minivan. Windstar's innovative design moved the wheels out, stretching the wheelbase, creating the most passenger and cargo room of all leading minivans. And with a quieter interior, Windstar takes the minivan in a whole new direction. The all-new front-wheel drive Ford Windstar. The future of minivans begins today.
Starting pitchers both still in the game. Paul Wagner has struck out 3, walked 4, 2 intentional, and he's hit a batter. Danny Jackson has struck out 6, walked a couple, and the Phillies here with a 5-1 lead, top of the 6th.
And Orlando Merced will lead it off. There goes the Fanatic. Merced is single to left, grounded to Morandini at second base. Batting at .294. Breaking ball in the dirt, ball 1. Merced, McClendon, Parrish, and then Wagner due to bat. And the Pirates will probably get somebody up in the bullpen. They had Ballard up earlier, the left-hander. Jackson's thrown quite a few pitches. Whitey just mentioned he has 6 strikeouts, and 2 walks, but he's run a number of deep counts. But it is a cool evening here at the vet, so that won't sap your energy. 2-0 to Merced. Oh, does he jam him? Broke another bat. 1 away.
Yeah, that pitch was inside, and Merced not very happy with that at bat after being ahead on the count 2-0.
Business Person Special number 2's coming up next Wednesday when the Expos come to town for the first time. A midweek, midday, mid-May baseball. The second of these great Business Person Special, sponsored by Mellon PSFS. Call 463-1000 for your tickets or stop by the Center City ticket office at Mellon PSFS Center Square. Lloyd McClendon takes a strike on the outside corner. He didn't like it. Lloyd has walked twice tonight as Jackson stayed away from him for the most part. Danny knows he's had trouble with him. .429 lifetime hitter against Jackson, but just 190 so far this year. He's only had 21 official at bats. It's a different Jackson than McClendon's used to wearing out, I think, because he keeps wanting a ball middle in the way he used to get it all the time, and Jackson keeps staying away from him. He's been very patient and walked a couple times. Looper to right field, and it's in for a base hit. Hit it right off the end of the bat, fielded by Eisenreich. Gets it back into the infield. McClendon, a 1-out base runner, with the Pirates' 7th hit of the game.
That's right. It was out there and a little outside the plate, and he reached out, dumped it over the infield.
Parrish will bat. He has fly to center, hit that shot at Duncan last time on 1 hop that bounced off his glove and was scored an error. Pirates have not shown anybody in the on-deck circle as of yet. Bounces away from Dalton into the Phillies dugout, over the Phillies dugout, and that will be a wild pitch on Jackson.
Dutch tried to get everything in front of it. Bounced off his mitt.
For Danny Jackson, wild pitch number 1 on the season. Wagner is in the on-deck circle. Parrish hits a ground ball towards second. Morandini to his left will throw him out. And McClendon moves over to third base with 2 outs, and now Wagner heads back to the dugout, and they'll hit for him.
Albert Martin, left-hander.
Martin played in the ball game last night and had a good game. Had 2 hits and 2 walks and scored a run last night. That Al Martin, playing in left field. And there is Jeff Ballard, the left-hander, who will be the new pitcher for Pittsburgh in the 6th inning as Paul Wagner's evening is over. Martin batting at .298, and as a pinch hitter, all zeros. So this could be his first pinch hitting appearance of the year. It will definitely have a chance to be his first official at bat as a pinch hitter. Jim Leyland only has 5 people on the bench, and the only right-handed batter he has is Don Slaught. And Slaught has a sore heel off the game last night. So he's a little short coming off the bench tonight. Now the Phillies are ahead in this game, especially with a left-hander pitching. Ripped to right field, down the line. It is just foul. And he checks his bat, and Danny Jackson has another one.
He breaks a lot of them.
Does he ever?
When he was with Cincinnati, he pitched as good a baseball against the Phillies. And
you know what he used to do then? He used to break them on the handle. Now he breaks them on the end because he's turned into an entirely different pitcher. He used to jam everybody, and now he's throwing that hard sinker where they're breaking the bat by hitting the ball on the end of the bat. Well, Martin has some new lumber, and the count's 1-1 on the pinch hitter. Outside 2-1. Lloyd McClendon at third base with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Phillies with a 4-run lead it 5-1. There is McClendon. Pulled off that pitch and missed it. 2-2.
Swung fastball, got a slider. Down and away.
Another breaking ball and way outside this time, and the count is full. Don't want to walk Martin here because Carlos Garcia is due next, and he's 3 for 3. There's the second baseman. Got him. Struck him out on a foul tip, held on to by Dalton. Danny Jackson with another strikeout. No runs a hit, no errors. The Pirates will leave 1 to the bottom of the 6th inning. 5-1 Phils.
That other long-distance company says they have proof they'll save your business big money over AT&T on international calls. But cut through their proof and you may not be so positive. You see, they're not comparing similar calling plans, and they give you an extra discount on only 2 numbers, while AT&T gives you an extra discount on a whole country. So next time they show you proof of big savings, remember, there are holes in their argument. For the whole story, call us. Let AT&T work for you.
The Phillies take on Doc Gooden and the New York Mets Friday, May 20th at 7:35, Saturday, May 21st at 7:05, and Sunday, May 22nd at 1:35, when kids 14 and under get a free growth chart featuring the Fanatic and Darren Dalton. Compliments of the Mid-Atlantic Milk Marketing Association, the Phillies and the Mets, and a free growth chart with Darren Dalton. For tickets, call 463-1000.
Ford dealers have a system for repairs, starting with the service advisor. He's the main customer contact in diagnosing problems and getting the job done.
We'll get this car.
He can help save you time. He can help save you money. And you can find him here. Quality Care, where the quality continues.
For service, see your Quality Plus Ford dealer. And while you're there, test drive the new Ford Windstar.
Tonight's Phillies game is brought to you by Budweiser Beechwood Age for a crisp, clean, classic taste. By your local Hyundai dealer, Hyundai, cars that make sense. And by the AT&T Business Advantage, let it work for you. New pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates is the veteran left-hander Jeff Ballard. 6 foot, 209-pounder out of Billings, Montana. There you see the numbers on Ballard. Was in camp as a non-roster player with the Pirates this year, made their club. Has not been charged with an earned run in his last 7 outings. That's 4 1/3 innings pitched. Surrendered his 2 earned runs in the same game, a Raul Mondesi home run on the 17th of April, hit by the Dodgers off him. Danny Jackson, a nice hand as he steps up, 1 for 2 with an RBI hit. And DJ takes a strike. Called on deck is Dykstra and then Duncan. Jackson's RBI, the 16th of his career. He has never homered. That's trouble. That's a 2-hit game for Danny Jackson. You don't see that from DJ too often. He wants his jacket.
He said 3 balls pretty hard. Even the first time up, he hit a ball sharply. There's Tommy Green.
He's getting a kick out of that. As Green could hit.
He's the best hitter of the pitchers.
Danny was just 1 for 16 coming into the game and 2 for 3 now tonight.
Just squirted through because Bell was playing him over there towards second.
And here is Lenny Dykstra. What a night he's had. Triple, double, walk, and 2 more runs scored for Dykstra. Batting at .285. Ballard's pitch is outside. Ballard throws a lot of breaking balls. He spent the whole season last year with the Pirates organization. He was at Buffalo, where he was 6-1, and then 4-1 with the Pirates, and he even started 5 games for Pittsburgh last year. Outside, 2-0. See, Dykstra's been struggling against left-handers, but he's been getting a little better lately. He had an offer there for a while. Pitch is over, 2-1 to Dykstra. Sort of semi-holding Jackson on at first is Hunter. There you see him. He's backing off to take the hole away from Dykstra. And then he takes it outside, 3-1. Looks like he's really seeing the ball well tonight. Jeff Ballard in relief of Paul Wagner. 3-1 to Dykstra. Had a rip and missed it.
That was his long ball swing there. Might have. Pitch was borderline high. Good pitch to hit, though. I think they'll run Danny Jackson. Nope.
No, he did not go, and Dykstra fouled a fastball back. 3-2.
He's pitching too well to run him, I guess. He doesn't want to get him tired out running the bases.
Ballard appearing in his 4th lifetime game against the Phillies with no record. Line drive, that's a base hit to left field. Jackson steaming around second. Here goes DJ for third. He'll make it. Great base running by Danny Jackson. Runners at the corners and nobody out.
Jackson just put his head down and ran. That really surprised me. And I think it surprised McClendon in left field.
Yeah, and as you said, he wasn't running either on the play.
Hey, McClendon just kind of took his good old sweet time and
laid back on that one a little bit.
Laid back a little. And
yeah, you're right. He can't believe that Jackson first to third and on that.
Infield in about halfway now.
Yeah, they're playing it. Well, they could go for a double play if Jackson doesn't break. There's a lot of things they could do. They don't want to give up a cheap run here. Duncan takes it outside. Pirates are already down 5-1 to the Phillies. You see Duncan 0 for 3 tonight, but he has knocked in a run, his 24th. Alejandro Pena is starting to throw in the Pittsburgh bullpen. Outside to Duncan. Hollins on deck. Phillies have had a number of scoring chances tonight. They've left 6 on and scored 5 runs and had a runner thrown out at the plate. And they're trying to make hay on this one. There's Pete Incaviglia, who will play tomorrow night against a left-handed starter for the Pirates. Hit to deep left field. This ball is a home run. Mariano Duncan way out to left. And the Phillies have 3 more, and they lead it 8-1 on the homer by Duncan.
Still nobody out. That was a high, I believe, a high slider. It was high, whatever the pitch was, and Duncan did not miss it. Here it is. A high slider up and over the plate.
Ballard knows that's trouble. That's the second home run ball he's thrown. The other one was to Mondesi. Home run number 5 for Duncan. And he has 4 RBIs on the night for a total of 27. Here's Hollins. Inside, he's had a tough night. He's hit 2 rockets. One to the left fielder, McClendon, the other to Garcia for outs. And then he was hit by a pitch and scored a run. Dave batting right-handed for the first time in the game. Hits it hard again, but right to Jay Bell, who will throw him out 1 away. And Dave Holland's having a frustrating evening, but his ball club now ahead by 7 at 8-1. And that'll bring up Dalton, who's 2 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Pitching matchup tomorrow night is Steve Cook and Mike Williams for the Phillies. Dalton takes a slow breaking ball over for a strike. There is Duncan to deliver that long home run to left center. Strike 2 called on Dutch. Eisenreich on deck. Fly ball left field down the line, headed towards the stands. Long run, King, and he just runs out of room. Good try by the third baseman. Had to go a long way for that one. One out in the inning, 3 runs in. Single Jackson, single Dykstra, home run Duncan. Lenny scored 3 more runs tonight. And now has 35 on the year. A little outside.
Looks like he wants Dalton to hit that breaking ball. Just kind of wasted that fastball.
There's the breaking ball, bounces up there 2-2. There's Dykstra and Duncan talking it over. The better Lenny is, the more Lenny's on base, the better Duncan gets, and Duncan will tell you that. He turns into a different hitter with Dykstra on base. 2-2 to Dalton. Jammed himself there to Garcia. And throws out Dalton for the 2nd out of the inning. 2 outs and nobody on base for Eisenreich. 1 for 3 with a base hit and a run scored. Eisenreich takes a pitch from Ballard low. So Ballard, as we mentioned, hadn't been scored on in a long time, and the Phillies have gotten him here in this inning with a 3 spot. Low 2-0. Jim Eisenreich at 271 on a 1 for 3 night. Breaking ball, and it gets it over.
Appears to throw that breaking ball to left-hand batters a lot. Almost every pitch. Once in a while he mixes in a fastball.
There's another one. Oh, nice play by Ballard. That was probably going to be a base hit for Eisenreich. So the Phillies are out here in the 6th, but they do major damage. 3 runs, 3 hits. The big hit, the home run by Duncan. No errors by the Pirates, and nobody left on base. Harry Kalas back with Whitey in the 7th inning. Phil's lead at 8-1.
Here's to you. I wasn't even looking when my old boss called. He said he had an opening, more responsibility, an office with a great view, even a piece of the business. I told him I'd think about it.
Oh, you got my message?
Yeah, all of them.
Here, but that might still fit.
Dad can be pretty convincing.
For all you do.
Budweiser. Crisp, clean, classic. Oh, by the way, parked in my spot.
Proud to be your bud.
Ford Probe GT has been called the most cost-effective rocket coupe. The best value in the hot sports coupe class. And the affordable master of multifunctional fun. Ford Probe GT, the most award-winning sports coupe in its class, is now even more affordable with 2.9% APR or special low lease terms. Ford Probe, an affordable front-wheel drive sports coupe. What a concept.
How big is the Great Heckington Lawn and Garden Sale? How about 200,000 cubic feet of mulch, just $188 a bag?
I'm gonna need a new hoe.
Or 10,000 Weed Eater electric trimmers for $15.99 each.
That's enough to whack all the weeds in the Western Hemisphere.
Hundreds of tools, supplies, and more at 10 to 30% off. But hurry, the Great Heckinger Lawn and Garden Sale ends Saturday, May 14th. Better go to Heckinger.
It's a truckload sale, so I bought a truck.
Come out for the fun of it, son of it. A Good Time Business Person special, compliments of Mellon PSFS, Wednesday, May 18th at 1:05 when the Phillies maul Montreal. Treat yourself to midday, mid-May baseball. Call 463-1000.
After 6 innings of play, it's the Phillies 8 and the Pirates 1. Tomorrow at 8, Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman star in the greatest love story of all times. Don't miss Casablanca on Philadelphia's movie station, PHL 17. Harry Kellis in the 7th. Harry.
All right, thanks, Rich. Phil's lead at 8-1. Carlos Garcia. Danny Jackson has not been able to retire yet tonight. He has singled, doubled, and singled. But Danny Jackson has an 8-1 lead, and he's contributed a couple of hits himself. 2 balls and a strike to Garcia. Fouled off the end of his bat down the first base side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. On this date in history, Whitey, in 1954, you were involved in quite a ball game.
I was.
Robin Roberts was the pitcher. Bobby Adams hit a leadoff home run.
That's right. And that was it.
He retired the next 27 batters. Garcia's retired for the first time. 1 down. That'll bring on Jay Bell.
Saw Kurt Simmons do that too, and I think in Milwaukee, I think it was Bill Bruton, I believe, who got a leadoff single, and Kurt retired the next 27 in a row.
Seems to me Lefty did that one game on a candlestick, didn't he? Didn't Chris Spire get a hit, and then didn't he retire everybody else? Or he didn't give up a hit thereafter. He might have walked 1 or 2. I don't know. 1 strike to Bell, who was grounded into a double play, struck out, and doubled in a run. Breaking ball is low. It's 1-1. Check swing foul, first base side. 1-2 to Bell. A little bit high. It's 2-2. In the air to right. Eisenreich coming on, makes the catch. Bell's retired. That's 2 outs here in the 7th. And it will bring on Andy Van Slyke, who was flied out, singled, and struck out. Good breaking ball.
He's been throwing that nasty slider and sinker all night, throwing it hard.
To Morandini, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Danny Jackson. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. Stretch time of the bet. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Phil's lead 8-1.
Here's what's coming up on Philadelphia's movie station. Monday, Sigourney Weaver and Tom Skerritt discover an awesome galactic terror in Alien. Tuesday, Sigourney Weaver comes back for more in Alien. Thursday, Clint Eastwood is Dirty Harry in The Enforcer. Friday, Jean-Claude Van Damme enters the ultimate competition in Bloodsport. Saturday, Kevin Kline stirs up some dirt in Soap Dish. All coming up on Philadelphia's Movie Station.
How about this new Plymouth Voyager? Nice. Nice. I'd rather have this 94 Chevy Lumina minivan. Well, what's it got the Voyager doesn't? More horsepower, bigger engine? Oh, Lumina minivan also comes with ABS brakes, automatic transmission, and power door locks standard. Yours doesn't. Gee, even if I bought the more expensive model, I'd still have to pay for some options. And our seats are easy to rearrange. Hey, you got room for me? I'm beside myself. Check out the Lumina minivans now at your local Chevy Geo dealer.
Where are they going?
Shopping. 9
out of 10 use it. All aboard! The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages.
Hello, I'm Dick Vermeil. How long does a good catnap last? About 20 minutes. If you sleep longer, you'll pass into a deeper sleep and feel tired, not refreshed.
Here's our game summary. Danny Jackson has pitched 7 innings, has struck out 7, 1 earned run. He's also picked up a couple of base hits. Dykstra's 3 for 3, 3 runs scored. Duncan a 3-run home in the 6th. And Dutch Dalton is 2 for 3 with a run scored. Our Chevrolet game summary.
Tom Foley coming into play shortstop. He will bat in the number 9 spot, and the new pitcher is Alejandro Pena. Pena will bat in the 2 spot, vacated by Jay Bell. Pena appearing in his 4th game, 1 win, no losses, a 4.91 ERA. He's pitched just 3 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Alejandro has had all kinds of injury problems in the last few years. Ricky Jordan will be the first one to face Alejandro Pena. Pena on for Jeff Ballard. One ball and 1 strike to Jordan. Jordan has twice struck out and grounded out. Phil's lead 8-1. Smothers a foul. Pena was on injury rehab at Buffalo. An ulcer this spring, so he's been felled with some real injury and ailment problems in the last couple of years. Ricky Jordan hit by a pitch ball in the hand.
Can't afford to lose him right now.
No, not with Kruk out for 3 weeks.
Boy, this was right there. I mean, that was right up there, but just got his face out of the way of that one.
That'll bring up Milt Thompson. Milt's flied out. He has doubled to knock in 2, and he has been intentionally walked. Bills lead it 8-1 here in the bottom of the 7th.
Oh,
that almost hit Thompson. Pena spent all of last year on the disabled list after having elbow surgery. Last full season was 92 when he went 1-6 for Atlanta, 15 saves. Foul Foul back and out of play.
There was a time when he got that ball to home plate in a hurry. He's had a lot of elbow troubles. Doesn't throw like he used to, but it looks like he's throwing pretty well.
Chasing a high fastball, 1-2. $32,281 the paid attendance here tonight. Chased another high fastball and he struck him out. One down. That'll bring on Mickey Morandini.
Now back in the village, second baseman Mickey Morandini.
Very high fly ball into center field. Andy Van Slyke waits and makes the grab. 2 down, and that'll bring on Danny Jackson. Jackson has grounded out and twice singled. He has scored a run.
He knocked in a run.
Yeah, he sure has.
I think he's a kind of a reluctant hitter here, though.
Yeah, I would think so. 1 strike to Danny Jackson.
Has a 7-run lead, and this fella just hit Ricky Jordan and knocked Milt Thompson off the plate.
One ball and 1 strike to Danny Jackson. One, 2. Pena won a game for the Pirates on Monday of this week. It was his first win in the major league since July of '92. Fouled it back 1-2 to Danny Jackson. Jordan at first with 2 outs here in the 7th. Blowing away, it's 2-2. Struck him out, and that will retire the side. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Pena. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the 8th inning. Phil's lead 8-1.
I see it all out here.
Whoa, check out the Ranger.
Climbers get in trouble. Sometimes they need help. Hey, it can happen to anyone.
Are you okay? You'll have to swing over to me. For all you do.
Budweiser. Crisp, clean, classic.
Proud to be your bud.
There's no one else on the field like him. I hear he's a big milk drinker. I can tell. That energy, and that strength, that body. Forget it, girls. He's taken.
Milk, whole, low fat or non-fat. It does a body good.
What would you pay for the responsiveness that lets you own the road and the safety that helps you control it? Not as much as you think.
Tonight's Phillies game is brought to you by Pico Energy. There's a new kind of energy around here, Pico Energy. And by Motorola Pagers. Never miss an important call. Pocket a pager from Motorola. 8th inning, and Jeff King leads it off for the Buccos. King is grounded out, flied out, and grounded out. Danny Jackson has struck out 7. Walked 2. He's now 3rd in the league in strikeouts behind Andy Benes of San Diego and Pedro Martinez of Montreal. 1 strike to King. Missed with his slider, 1-1. Foul back and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jeff King.
Jackson's really been locked into that outside part of the plate. Everything is out there, either on the plate or just off. Hasn't pitched inside much.
Wide. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hit to the shortstop, Mariano Duncan, who throws out King. Duncan out of that 2-hole, Whitey, is now 1 away from Darren Dalton for the club leadership. Duncan's had 4 RBIs tonight, 27 for the year.
Well, those 3-run homers add up. He hit a grand slammer this season.
Here's Brian Hunter. Takes it low for a ball. Well, John Callison, if you're watching, got another guy flirting with being the first since you to hit for the cycle. He'll be leading off this bottom half of the 8th.
That's right. All he needs is a home run.
Callison, the last Philly to do that back in '64. Lenny Dykstra has single, double, triple, and a walk tonight. 3-1 to Hunter, who has struck out, flied out, and struck out. Ground ball to third. Dave Hollins has it. Throws across. A little bit low, but Jordan makes the grab for out number 2. And it will bring on Orlando Merced. Merced is single, grounded to second base, and grounded out. Missed with a slider. One ball and one strike. Slider missed. It's 2-1. Beats that ball softly to Jordan. Lobs to Jackson. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Danny Jackson. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. We go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Lenny Dykstra will be trying a homer for the cycle. It's 8-1 Phils.
How about this new Plymouth Voyager? Nice. Nice. I'd rather have this 94 Chevy Lumina minivan. Well, what's it got the Voyager doesn't? More horsepower, bigger engine? Oh, Lumina minivan also comes with ABS brakes, automatic transmission, and power door locks standard. Yours doesn't. Gee, even if I bought the more expensive model, I'd still have to pay for some option. And our seats are easy to rearrange. Hey, you got room for me? I'm beside myself. Check out the Lumina minivans now at your local Chevy Geo dealer.
The Phillies want to give a Lou a boo-boo and tell Walker to take a hike when Montreal comes to town. Monday, May 16th and Tuesday, May 17th at 7:35. And Wednesday, May 18th at 1:05 for a Fun in the Sun Business Person Special compliments of Mellon PSFS. 3 big games against divisional rivals. Order your tickets now. Call 463-1000. That's 463-1000.
We asked the Russo brothers of Philadelphia which is Roy Rogers' new $1.99 Philly cheesesteak and which is the Philly original.
This is the original Philly cheesesteak right here. How could you have it? I got it.
They couldn't agree because Roy's has the same authentic ingredients. Thinly sliced steak, sautéed onions, and melted cheese in a soft bakery roll. But it's only $1.99. Roy's new Philly cheesesteak, just like the ones in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love.
Roy's new Philly cheesesteak, just $1.99.
Good evening, I'm Neil Hartman with a sports break. In the National League this evening, Andres Galarraga with his 12th home run. Colorado does trail Houston, though, 2-1 in the 6th. Tom Glavine's cruising along. Atlanta leads New York 5-1 in the 8th. Montreal out in front of St. Louis 3-1 in the 8th. Chicago over Florida 6-4. That is the final. San Diego, Los Angeles, Cincinnati, San Francisco later on this evening. 8-1 Phillies lead in the bottom of the 8th.
All right, thanks, Neil. And Lenny Dykstra thinking the pump here. He has a triple, a double, a walk, and a single. He scored 3 runs. 1 ball and no strikes. No Philly has done it in 30 years. Nope, that's going to be another hit, though, for the dude. It's interfered with by a fan, and that'll be a ground rule double for Lenny Dykstra, who is 4 for 4.
Pretty good exhibition of hitting here. He smoked this ball inside the line, inside the bag. Hunter didn't get near it. Hit a fastball.
Lenny's a big reason why Mariano Duncan out of that 2-hole has 27 RBIs. Dykstra at second base. Nobody out for Mariano Duncan. Grounded out twice, fouled out, and hit a 3-run home run. He's knocked in 4 runs tonight. That's pretty well hit. But it's going to be caught by Andy Van Slyke at the rim of the track. Here comes Dykstra. Strong throw by Slick, but Lenny moves up to third.
Guess he didn't get all that. It looked like it jumped off the bat pretty well. Well, it sure did. Took him to the warning track, and the infield is in again.
Dave Hollins is lined to left, been hit by a pitch ball, lined into a double play and grounded out. Dave is hit in buzzard's luck tonight. One ball and no strikes. Phillies have bullpen activity. I don't know if they're loosening on their own. Jeff Juden and Andy Carter, they probably are. One ball and one strike. Laid off the high fastball. It's 2-1. Pena, after all of his arm problems, and he had a gastric intestinal disorder to start this season, appears to be throwing the ball pretty hard.
Sure does, yes. It's amazing what they do to people's arms now.
Three and one to Dave Hollins. Past the drawn-in infield, base hit. Dykstra scores for the 4th time tonight, and the Phillies lead it 9-1 on the RBI single by Dave Hollins.
Well, Dave had that one coming, I think, tonight. He hit the ball hard. It was caught and just plucked it off the end of the bat over that drawn-in infield.
Brings on Darren Dalton. Dutch is 2 for 3. Second time in Dykstra's career he has scored 4 runs in a game. Hit on the ground to Hunter. He'll make the play himself. Dalton out, moving up to second is Hollins. And it will bring up Jim Eisenreich. Eis is 1 for 4 tonight. Rick White is their closer. He is up in the bullpen. Might need the work. But there are 2 outs here in the 8th inning, and the Phillies hold a 9-1 lead. One ball and no strikes to Jim Eisenreich. Nothing. Ronnie Dykstra's 15th time in his career that he has had a 4-hit game. That's the most hits he's had in a game. Done it 15 times. Danny Jackson there has throttled the Pirates, looking for his 5th win. Two and one to Eisenreich. field. Long run, McClendon near the line. Can't get it. It's a fair ball. Bounces into the stands for a ground rule double, and the Phillies lead it 10-1. Ground rule double for Eisenreich, driving home Hollins. And it's now a 10-1 ball game, and the batter will be Ricky Jordan.
This ball was in the air a long time. I think Barry Bonds would have caught that.
Jordan's 0 for 3. He's been hit by a pitch ball. In the dirt, a good block by Lance Parrish.
It's only the second slider, I believe, that Pena has thrown. He's not throwing that slider like he used to. He used to throw it a lot with a good fastball. It's mostly been fastball tonight.
Hit to deep left center field. Watch that baby way out of here. Home run, Ricky Jordan, and the Phillies now lead it 12-1 here in the 8th.
Threw a slider there, a high slider. And it cost him. Seven extra base hits. 8 extra base hits for the Phillies tonight. 5 doubles. And that slider out and over the plate.
One strike to Milt Thompson. He is 1 for 3, a 2-run double. One. Ball and 2 strikes to Milt Thompson.
Ricky was hit by a pitcher's previous time up ahead of that home run. Pena really nailed him with a fastball.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Milt Thompson. Down the left field foul line. That's going to be a foul ball back into the crowd. Still 2-2 to Milt Thompson. Phils will see a left-hander tomorrow night, Steve Cook. He'll be opposed by Mike Williams for the Phils.
He's a good one, too. He has good stuff.
Foul back up over the screen. Two and 2 to Milt Thompson. It's a full count. Thompson is aboard with a walk. And it will bring on Mickey Morandini. The Phillies batted around in the 3rd. Morandini's the 8th batter to come to the plate here in the 8th. Mickey is 0 for 3. He's flied to left and intentionally walked, struck out, and flied to center. Foul that one back to the screen. Jerks a foul right field side. No balls and 2 strikes to Morandini. Lenny Dykstra's had quite a game. Has equaled his career high in hits with 4. He's done that 15 times. Equal his career high in runs with 4. He's done that twice as Morandini goes down swinging. That'll retire the side, but the Phillies put 4 on the board. 4 hits, no errors, 1 left. We go to the 9th. Phil's well out in front, 12-1.
It's a round world, genuine and true. It keeps on spinning, and you always come through. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
The little red sports car has finally grown up. The 850 sports wagon from Volvo.
After 8 innings of play, it's the Phils 12 and Pittsburgh 1. Tomorrow at 5, 2 soldiers search for a lost Aztec treasure. Chuck Norris and Lou Gossett Jr. star in Firewalker, only on Philadelphia's movie station, PHL 17. Send along our best of Barbara Hudak tonight. Barbara recovering from surgery on Tuesday. From Rick and all of us here in the PHL 17 crew, hope Barbara is feeling better real soon. Lloyd McClendon leads it off. He's been on base all 3 times. 1 ball and no strikes. Tom Quinlan is now playing third base, replacing Dave Hollins for the Phils. We're in the 9th. Phils lead it 12-1. If Danny Jackson can finish this game, he will be tied for the league lead in complete games with Greg Maddux. Boy, he has really pitched well. He's got his confidence, and he's experimenting with some pitches. That heavy ball that he throws, he grips a little differently and able to sink the ball better now than he had in the past. Fouled out of play. 1-2 to McClendon.
He's really taken care of the middle of the lineup, the Pirates tonight.
Struck him out. That's 8 strikeouts for Jackson. 1 down here in the 9th inning. That'll bring on Lance Parrish. He's flied out, been safe on an error and grounded out.
And he went after a bad pitch, tried to hold his swing, but went around.
Base hit to center field for Lance Parrish. So he's a 1-out base runner. It'll bring up Tom Foley. Foley came in as a part of a double switch. He'll be batting for the first time. Foley batting at 158. One out, runner at first base here in the 9th inning. Down and in, 1-0. Down and away, 2 balls and no strikes. That's back through the middle and a base hit to center field. So the Pirates with 2 men on base here in the 9th inning and 1 out. And we'll bring up Carlos Garcia. Darren Dalton out to talk to Danny Jackson. Gary Varsho has moved into the on-deck circle. The bat for Alejandro Pena. One strike to Garcia. He's had 3 of the Bucco 9 hits. He's singled, doubled, singled, and grounded out. Fouls that one back and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. Fouls that one back and out of play. Still 0-2 to Garcia. And another one out of play down the right field line. Two men on base, 1 out. 9th inning, Phil's lead 12-1. He beats that ball foul down the third base side. Straight back. Still 0-2 with 2 men on base. Parrish at second, Foley at first, and 1 out. Another one back and out of play. And another one. He's making Jackson work here, throwing a lot of pitches here in the 9th inning. Danny's still throwing well and certainly has not run out of gas. Fouled off another one. It's about 8 or 9 foul balls in a row for Carlos Garcia. With it, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Little dribbler. Danny Jackson will take the shore out at first base. The runners move up. That's out number 2 here in the 9th inning. Parrish moves to third, Foley to second. And it will bring up Gary Varsho to bat for Alejandro Pena. Phil's lead at 12-1 here in the 9th. Travel arranged through U.S. Air with low Liberty fares between Philadelphia and Pittsburgh on 15 daily flights, because U.S. Air begins with you. In tight to Varsho, 1-0. Varsho's been at bat twice since coming up from Buffalo with 1 hit. At Buffalo, he was hitting .333. One ball and 1 strike to Gary Varsho. Ball and a strike to Varsho with 2 outs here in the 9th inning. Bouncing ball foul. Jackson ahead of him. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and now the fans on their feet in anticipation of a final out here in this game. Danny Jackson looking to tie Greg Maddux for the league lead in complete games with 3. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Struck him out to end the ball game. Another fine performance by Danny Jackson, who goes 5-0. His 3rd complete game of the season. Lowers his ERA, which is in the top 10. Lenny Dykstra, a big ball game, on base all 5 times. He was 4 for 4 with 4 runs scored. Danny Jackson, besides his pitching, and that strikeout was his 9th strikeout of the ball game. He is now 3rd in the league in strikeouts. Also got 2 hits, knocked in a run, and scored a run. Danny Jackson is our Chevrolet player of the game for his effort. His 3rd complete game and a 12-1 win over the Pittsburgh Pirates. He struck out 9 and walked just 2, and ties Greg Maddux for the league lead in complete games. 12-1 final Phillies behind Danny Jackson. We'll be back with more from Veterans Stadium right after these messages.
What would you do with a Motorola pager?
Never miss a meeting.
What would you do?
Mom's not home. Pager.
What about you?
All right, you got the pager number, right?
We're going out.
Cool, this works.
What would you do? You could go anywhere, do anything, and still keep in touch with the people you want to keep in touch with. So what are you waiting for? Get the pager from Motorola, the leader in paging.
Well, the guy that owns the station across the street is, well, he's sort of a show-off. He's real proud of this sporty new car he just bought. Only thing is, he wants to use the highest octane he can find, and unfortunately for him, that means Sunoco Ultra 94. It's the highest octane of any major brand. Hey, I keep catching him looking over here. Well, he's still got his pride, but I've got his gasoline.
What a great day to buy a car.
I thought the days of women being treated differently than men were long gone.
This is the vanity mirror so you can check your makeup.
Then I tried to buy a car. Something reliable.
It's safe.
Sporty. I want to spend about $12,000.
I'll be back to you soon.
But at Saturn, Dave Pierce took the time to answer all my questions. Not only did I buy a Saturn, I thought it might be fun to sell them. You know what I like best about working here? Showing guys the vanity mirror.
Here's the real beauty of Rust-Oleum protective coatings. A tough barrier against the elements. Rust-Oleum, the name that means protection.
Bills win here at Veterans Stadium, 12-1 over the Pirates behind the strong pitching of Danny Jackson. For the winning Phils, 12 runs, 14 hits, 1 error, and 8 left. For Pittsburgh, 1 run, 9 hits, 1 error. They left 10. The win goes to Jackson. He's 5-0. The last loss to Paul Wagner. He is 3-3. Mariano Duncan knocked in 4 runs tonight. Hit a 3-run homer. Ricky Jordan also hit a home run. And Lenny Dykstra was on base all 5 times. 4 hits and a walk. Went 4 for 4 and scored 4 runs, equaling his career best. Phils win at 12-1, making it 2 in a row over the Pirates. And we'll be back with more right after these messages.
Nobody does it like you, the way that you do. Nobody's got the power to please me.
Hoover's exclusive 2-tank system lets you pick up wet in one tank, then switch to a separate tank to pick up dry. So there's no mess emptying, wet or dry.
Nobody does it like you, Hoover. Nobody does it like you.
He hasn't been to work in days, officer. He kept my poor Lenny up half the night with all his cheering and clapping.
Missing work, cheering, clapping alone all night? I see it all the time. He's hooked on Prism. Police, open up!
Center field, way back!
If you're hooked on the Phillies, you'll be hooked on Prism. We're televising 40 exclusive Phillies home games this season and 100 different movies a month. Call 1-800-CABLE-ME. Get 2 free Phillies tickets and $4.95 installation.
Looks like extra innings. Oh.
Last year, Ford Motor Company had 5 of the 10 best-selling new cars and trucks in America. And to help keep your car running like new, we designed quality care preventive maintenance. Everything from changing your oil and filter to brake jobs and shocks. It's a level of care you won't find anywhere but your Ford dealer. Quality care, where the quality continues.
For service, see your Quality Plus Ford dealer. And while you're there, test drive the new Ford Windstar.
On your mark, get set, grow. Kids 14 and under get a free growth chart featuring the Fanatic and Darren Dalton, compliments of the Mid-Atlantic Milk Marketing Association, when the Phillies mangle the Mets Sunday, May 22nd at 1:35. Call 463-1000.